Okay, time to put together the rear suspension components. Basically just the swing arm and linkage. This will primarily be just installing bearings, bushings, seals, etc. into the moving parts, the back end of the bike. What are those moving parts? Well, of course you get the swing arm, the rear cushion lever, I believe that's called. I'm just going to be putting on these axle plates and chain guide just to kind of clean up some of the pile of parts that I got kicking around. So of course the bearings right now are cooling inside the freezer. It's kind of why I'm using this freezer as a makeshift bench at the moment. So the you're going to need two kits for this job. We've got the linkage bearing kit, of course from Pivot Works. This kit will service the rear cushion lever and the lower swing arm. Of course, this is upside down. So these four, and then the other kit you'll need is the swing arm bearing kit, which is basically just for these two right here, where the swing arm pivots in the frame engine, I guess. So yeah, so these two kits, of course, I had to take all the parts out of this kit and separate them out into like Ziploc bags and write on them where they go, because it was just there were so many identical parts and identical looking parts, and in order to keep everything straight, I found it just easier to kind of separate them out into where they actually belong on the bike, which I kind of feel like, you know, Pivot Works should have done in the first place, but you know, whatever. I mean, it's not rocket science. Obviously I figured it out. I mean, it took me a few minutes, but I, you know, made it work. So anyway, so along with the bearings, the other things that are going to be getting installed will be, of course, the chain guide. This, of course, is going inside the you know, the other piece there. The chain slider, this brake line retainer clip, and of course, you know, all the screws, bolts, nuts, washers, whatever that'll, you know, hold all that stuff together. Of course, Pivot Works includes the grease necessary to keep everything lubricated for their bearing kits. Of course, I've got a little anti-seize, some extra grease just in case, thread locker if necessary. For tools, I've got a heat gun, heat up the parts to expand them a little bit to get the hopefully the bearings will slide in. To facilitate that, I have a bolt with a nut and some washers and spacer. This is my makeshift bearing installation tool. I've never used it before, so yeah, we'll see how good it works. This was primarily put together just so I could do the swing arm. Well, these three, the swing arm and the lower swing arm, because it's too big and unwieldy to put in the vise, and I know that because that's how I got those bearings out in the first place. I got them out by pressing them out in the vise, the bench vise. So yeah, so that's what that bolt is for. But you know, I just might use it for the rear cushion lever as well. I was going to put this in the vise. Of course, this is very small and easy to manipulate. So I could throw that in the vise, put the bearings in, but well, we'll see. We'll see how good my little makeshift tool works here, and if it's working well, I'll continue on with it. Use it for the rear cushion lever. And of course, we have some JIS screwdrivers, breaker bar and socket wrench, and some sockets. Gloves, of course, because you're going to be handling hot parts. You need some gloves to keep from burning your hands. And the service manual, kind of a necessity. Shouldn't be doing work like this without having the service manual. Not to so much to inform you as to how things go together. I mean, you kind of should know that already, but primarily for telling you what the torque settings should be, where things need to be greased or thread locked or whatever. Anyways, and in this particular instance, it's also helpful to know these ones do get mounted or inserted flush with the inner surface here, but the rest of them, well, okay, so first of all, these each get one bearing each. This one, this, and this each get 2 bearings. So there's actually 9 total. 2 here, 2 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 2 here. So the ones that get 2, they have to be inserted. I can't remember if it was 4.5 millimeters or 4 millimeters or 4.5 millimeters from the inner surface. Of course, I'll look in the manual and see what it is. Anyways, I mean, I wouldn't have known what that was unless I saw that in the manual. So you want the bearing to be recessed in a certain amount on either side, and of course the ones that just get one, like this one, the bearing will be centered. Here, like I said, it'll just be mounted flush on either of those outer sides. The service manual is super valuable for information like that. Anyways, I'm going to mount this thing on a tripod so I can have for use with both hands. Okay, I'm just going to point out that right here is where I wind up making a mistake, in case you didn't already pick up on it. An actual costly mistake, although it only set me back about $28, but still. Now, the gist of the mistake is that I wound up putting together the components of the swing arm bearing assembly in the wrong order. That in itself doesn't necessarily guarantee a failure, because the right side wound up going together all right, but purely by luck. But the left side was the problem. Okay, so each of the two swing arm bearing assemblies have 6 pieces to them. 8 technically, but 3 of them combined to make what's essentially a thrust bearing, so that's what I'm going to refer to it as. So your 6 pieces are bearing, bushing, inner and outer, dust seals, spacer, and thrust bearing. So the proper order of assembly would be bearing first, of course, inner dust seal, bushing, thrust bearing, outer dust seal, and then spacer. Now, unfortunately, what I did after inserting the bearing was to put the thrust bearing on, then the outer dust seal, then the spacer, and then the inner dust seal, and then the bushing. Now, what I didn't realize was that the thrust bearing was being crushed between the bushing and the spacer. Of course, there was grease all over it, and I couldn't see. I mean, it should have been a dead giveaway when I had to dig my special tool out there and drive it. And you shouldn't have to use that much force to insert a bushing into a bearing like that. But again, it was late at night. I was tired, a bit of a target fixation moment. I just wanted to get the job done, and I just thought that there shouldn't have been a problem, but I really should have stopped, took a step back, and just started to, evaluate what was going on instead of just, rushing ahead like that. So again, lesson learned. I got a new thrust bearing on order. Like I said, sent me back another $28, but there you are, live and learn.